Today, we are going to present a summary of analysis of the threat from agriculture invasion to 124 countries. The analysis examined the global distribution of invasive species, international trade flow, and impact of these invasive species toward agriculture. Invasive species present significant threat to global agriculture, although how the magnitude distribution of the threat is vary between country and region. A key scientific and policy challenge relating to the invasive species at global scale is to understand and predict which countries are most vulnerable to the threat of invasive species.
An invasive species can be any kind of living organism such as plant, insect, fish, fungus, or even organism seeds or eggs that is not native to an ecosystem and causes harm. They can harm the environment, the economy, or even human health. Species that grow and reproduce quickly and spread aggressively with potential to cause harm are given the label invasive. The impact of invasive species is it influences the exchange of agricultural products. For the example is canal bunt, which is a fungal disease that affects wheat caused by parasite fungus which is originated from India and spread to Mexico. It can be easily spread by spores, although the disease does not impact crops yield that much, but the quality of the grain are highly affected due to the fisher odor. Next, it can cause a significant decrease of crop yield. The introduction of new strains of a pathogen could have a negative impact on production as well as on the economics of the agricultural industry. One example is the recent rapid spread throughout the major growing area of new fungicide-resistant strains of Phytophthora infestans that cause of late blight of potato after the introduction from Mexico. Thirdly, it changes ecosystem structure and function. Invasive species can change ecosystem structure and function through direct damage, competition, hybridization, infestation, or disease. For example, the cactus moths were introduced to control prickly pear but spread to Florida where it threatens many cactus species grown as economic crops in the United States and Mexico.
Invasive species are the major impact of crop loss in agriculture sector, and it also can adversely affect the food security. With increased globalization around the world, the threat from invasive species is expected to increase. As a result, it will raise the potential cost of agricultural crop production. It will affect food security around the world. Invasive species change the nutrient cycle of plants, and invasive species have the potential to change many components of the carbon, nitrogen, water, and other cycle on the ecosystem. It will cause damage to many crops and also will cause the low nutrient concentration in the topsoil. When this situation happens, it will cause implications for ecosystem productivity, atmospheric concentration of greenhouse gases and water quality, increasing unemployment in the food and agriculture sector. It is because of the decreasing on agriculture production and the company may not be able to support many employment in one time due to the significant loss.
As a conclusion, invasive impacts have range of impacts. The impacts will be public issue at the country that develop agriculture. For economic impacts, the farmer cultivating crops, the value and quality of crops will be decreased. High cost of controlling pests, weed and disease. For social impacts, refer major threat to livelihoods that community who live in area colonized. Food security decrease. Last but not least, environmental impacts refer to essential for the functioning of the ecosystem that provide vital resources. As example, food, water, fuel, and traditional medicine for million people. Invasive species will degrade the environment and negative effect on both species and people.
Okay, that's all from us. Thank you.